Hey, what's up YouTube? Lightsaber Samurai here, back again for another video, and this time I'm making a video in response to another one of your questions. So this comes from a member of the Lightsaber Legion by the name of, I'm gonna butcher this, but I'm just gonna spell it out, T-H-E-D-D-T-I-N-C. What is that? The D-D-T-I-N-C? I don't know, correct me on that, but they were asking what are some good lenses for the T5i camera. And this is in response to a video I did a few weeks ago on the Canon T5i, which has been the main staple and the primary shooter here on Lightsaber Samurai for the better part of the last year. Currently, I am on the T6i as I recently sold my T5i camera, but the same rules apply for this camera and the T5i, so without further ado, let's talk about it. Alright, so first starters, you just got yourself a Canon T5i. This goes for any APS-C Canon camera. So you're thinking any of the Rebel cameras, you got a 60D, 70D, 80D, 90D, whatever the case. If you're looking for your first lens to purchase, I'm assuming most of you have the kit lens, and I definitely suggest using that. I'm a huge fan of the kit lens even still. It helped me learn what shots I like to use. I generally like to shoot at like 24 mil here in the studio, and most of my shots are around 18 to 24 mil for sit down videos like this. And speaking of 24 mil, I think that the very first lens you need to get is the Canon 24mm f2.8, and this is a fantastic lens for a number of reasons, and we will go into those. Some of the major pros and cons. It's a cheap lens. This lens goes on Amazon right now for about 129 bucks. Often they have it on sale for $99, and you can find it even cheaper than that if you buy it used somewhere. I usually see them around the $85 to $90 mark used. I will leave links in the description below. It's a small and lightweight lens. This is something that's going to keep a very low profile. It's something that always sits in my bag because it's very light, takes up little space, and then it rolls into the third reason, which is its versatility. This is a very versatile lens. This lens works. It works for you can vlog with it. You guys have seen footage of me vlogging on my T5i with this lens, in particular in the snow day pickups video, and when I reviewed the Z-Grip, that little handheld stabilizer that was very cheap. I'll try to leave links to those videos so you can see that. But I also took this out recently and walked around the mall with it just to kind of give you some new feedback, and I was kind of testing how it would perform on this new camera. And so let's hop to that real quick. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so here we are in Town West Mall. This is the second mall that we have here in the city, and this is literally a throwback to the 1980s. Everything from the architecture still. It's a single floor mall, and no one ever comes here. For Brain Brothers, a fellow Wichita YouTube channel, they actually vlogged here very recently, so I'll leave a link in the description to their video. Let them know Lightsaber Samurai sent you. But we are testing out what the Canon 24mm looks like in a vlog setting. I've used this a couple of times before, but this time I'm on a traditional kind of gorilla pod, and I'm using a Casey Neistat style of vlog. But the issue I have with it, while I think the image looks pretty pleasing, I've got some decent bokeh. I'm shooting right at 2.8. While I think it works okay as a vlog lens, I think that you can find some better choices. For instance, I would prefer usually to vlog on the kit lens as opposed to vlogging on this one, because like I said, it's a little bit too zoomed in. Also the kit lens, like I said, it goes out to 18mm instead of 24. And oh, look at this. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little train station behind me, and it says insert to start 50 cents or $1, so maybe we'll have to check that out in a second. Uh-oh, they're about to play some Lizzo. Okay, I see him. Alright, so remember this frame. You can see the borders of the two stores in front of me. This is with my arm stretched out all the way. And in a second we'll switch to the Tokina, and it's also a 2.8 lens too, which is nice. It's 2.8 all the way through, so I'll get the same kind of blur. So I'll switch to that and we'll take a look and see what that looks like. Okay, and here's the same frame now. We are on the Tokina 11-16, and notice how much more of the frame that I have behind me, whereas I just had the, trying to look at I just had this border and this border. Like I said, you can actually see the name of the store, and I've got a much wider field of view, and this is a fantastic lens to vlog on. Unfortunately, it's about double the price as the Canon 24 2.8. Switch back to the 24 and let's talk about photography. Alright, Lightsaber Samurai, you said it. So going into photography, this is a fantastic lens for photography, and besides its functionality with YouTube, this does macro shots, and it has a very low minimum focusing distance of about 0.5 feet, which is very nice. You can get very close on a subject and you can get some nice detail shots right up close. I like to use the 50mm, but this can get in this is punch in much closer than the 50mm. That one kind of is like a foot or more, and so I really can't get the same kind of close-up shots that I can get with this. That being said, you can use this for portraits. I wouldn't say the traditional portraits, like maybe in a studio up against a background like this, but I like the portraits I like to take with this are portraits that also help you establish scene and the relationship between the subject and the background. For instance, a buddy of mine, Dre, who coaches basketball at a local rec center. I was kicking it with him one morning, and we just went ahead and got some shots of him conducting his basketball class, and you should be looking at the shots here. But notice in them that not only that you get a portrait shot, you can get a good look at what the subject looks like, but you can also see their relationship to the background, and you can see we're in the gym. It also shows off some of the artwork along the gym walls and things like that, and I do like shots like that when I'm in a cool location. I like to represent the scene as well as showing off the subject, and so I think this is a very good lens for that. I heard you can even use it for some light astrophotography. It does have a pretty fast aperture at 2.8, and that's pretty much the threshold to get some really good astrophotography shots. I've seen some people take some really cool shots of the Milky Way using this very lens, and so if you wanted to get into that, you can swing astrophotography, you can vlog with it, you can do portraits with it. Landscape photography is also very nice on this lens, and I generally use this lens when I'm shooting thumbnails here in the studio, and most of my favorite thumbnails I shot on this lens. So it's a very versatile lens for photography as well as video, which is one of the main reasons why I would suggest this one. If you started out with the kit lens, this is going to be a good complement to it. It's going to be much sharper than the kit lens, and for me it was a natural progression, as I like to shoot at a 24mm in the studio, which actually, because of the crop factor to an APS-C sensor, this is going to be more equivalent to like 38mm. But if you shoot on full frame cameras, I mess with some full frame cameras and I liked using the Sigma 35 1.4, and so this kind of gives me a similar look as far as the focal length to that camera, and so that's one of the main reasons why I like to use this. But that is all I'm going to cover for today. There's some other lenses we're going to take a look at the very near future, but for beginners, if you just got your camera, I would suggest getting it with the kit lens, because people trash the kit lens, but definitely it's going to teach you how to be a better photographer, and then once you start to branch out, this should definitely be the first prime lens you get. So guys, that's pretty much all I got for you on this video, but let's talk about it. Questions, comments, concerns, threats, down in the comment section below. What do you guys think about the 24mm? Do you own this lens? Is this something that you see yourself picking up? As always, if you like this content, please hit that like button and subscribe down below. You'll be glad you did. I do believe that's all I got for you. Lightsaber Samurai out. Peace.